So today I am going to start properties of parallelogram. In this chapter, we will study these topics here. That is, first, what is a quadrilateral? So first, let us discuss the quadrilateral. Quadrilateral means a plane figure having four sides. Then they are called quadrilateral. Here the word quad means four, and lateral means here the sides. So that is any polygon or any plane figure having four sides are called quadrilateral. So like this is a quadrilateral. So this is a quadrilateral, and in this quadrilateral now we will know what is the meaning of vertex. So vertex means, here see that in this quadrilateral we have these corners here. So these corners are called the vertex, or a vertex for plural, vertex for singular and vertices for the singular. So here these are the sides here, this side, this side. So here see that this side and this side are meeting at this point. So this is called the vertex, and again, so we have the four vertices here. So you can name it here like A, B, C, D. So here the vertices are here A, B, C, D. So these are the vertices. Next is the sides. Here these sides are here AB, BC, CD and AD. That is, there are four sides, there are four vertices. Then angles here. The angles are here angle A, angle B, angle C, angle D. So these are the four angles: angle A, angle B, angle C and angle D. These are the four angles, then sides, then vertices. Then you have diagonals. Diagonals means that is when you join, that is the line segment joining the opposite vertices. So here the line segment joining the opposite vertices, like suppose BD, and another diagonal is AC. So a quadrilateral has two diagonals. So here the diagonals are here BD and AC. So there are two diagonals in a quadrilateral. So now this is so I explained you about the meaning of vertex, then sides, then angles and diagonals. Now we will discuss the types of quadrilateral. So the types of quadrilaterals. Quadrilateral. So in this quadrilateral you have here the one is the trapezium. Then you have the parallelogram. First discuss trapezium. What is trapezium? So in this trapezium, only condition is that the two sides are parallel. Like this, if we draw the diagram, and A, B, C, D here. So suppose this and this are parallel. That is here AB parallel to DC. That is, in trapezium only one pair of opposite sides are parallel. So this is the only condition for having a trapezium. So these are the conditions. That is, only one is that AB and DC are parallel. So only one pair of opposite sides are parallel, and others, and there is no condition on the AD and BC. So this is called a trapezium. The next is parallelogram. So in a parallelogram, here I discussed this trapezium, then you have the parallelogram. So in parallelogram, both pairs of opposite sides are parallel, like this here. So here AB and DC are parallel, and here this and this are also parallel. So in this case, you have AB parallel to DC and AD parallel to BC also. So both pairs of opposite sides are parallel, then this is called a parallelogram. The next is rhombus. In a rhombus, all the sides are equal. It is when all the sides of a quadrilateral are equal, then it is called a rhombus. So here this equal to this and this all are equal. So here all the sides are equal. AB equal to BC equal to CD equal to AD. So when all the sides are equal, then this quadrilateral is called a rhombus. And next is the rectangle. So what is rectangle? Rectangle, in a rectangle, each angle is a right angle. That is the property. A, B, C, D. So in this rectangle, each angle is a right angle. That is 90 degree, 90, 90, and 90. So all these angles are 90. Angle A equal to angle B equal to angle C equal to angle D equal to 90 degree. So this is by this property we can identify that any quadrilateral is a rectangle. So in the rectangle you must have all the angles equal to 90 degree, and in the rectangle also the diagonals are equal. In this case the diagonals are equal. That is, in this case you have AC equal to BD. So this is the property of a rectangle. Then next is the square. In a square all the sides are equal and each angle is a right angle. So each angle is a right angle and each side is equal. So this ABCD, that is angle A equal to angle B equal to angle C equal to angle D equal to 90 degree, and here AB equal to BC equal to CD equal to D. That is, all the sides are equal, all the angles are equal, and therefore this quadrilateral is called a square. And the last one is the kite. Kite is also a quadrilateral, but here like this we can draw a figure. So in this, this and this are equal, and this and this are equal. That is, both pairs of adjacent sides are equal only. Here AB and BC are the adjacent sides, and AB and DC are also the adjacent sides. So this and this are equal, and this and this are equal. So this kind of figure is called kite. Next we will discuss the theorem 14. So what is the theorem 14 here? So in this theorem 14, that is, this theorem 14 says that in a parallelogram, when you have a parallelogram, then in a parallelogram the diagonals, suppose diagonal this. So this diagonal divides the parallelogram into two triangles, and these two triangles are congruent. So this is the theorem, and we can prove it. That is, BD is the diagonal here, and here we can prove that to prove triangle ABD congruent triangle ABD and BCD. That is, this is the property that in a parallelogram a diagonal divides it into two congruent triangles. So how will you prove it here first? So you can see that in these two triangles, in triangles ABD and BCD, opposite sides are equal. You know that in a parallelogram the opposite sides are equal. In a parallelogram opposite sides are equal, and in a parallelogram the opposite angles are also equal. In a parallelogram, first remember that in the property of parallelogram is that the opposite sides are equal, opposite angles are equal, and the diagonals bisect each other also. So now here AB equal to DC, and here AD equal to BC, and BD is common. So by these three conditions, triangle ABD congruent triangle BCD by SSS congruence condition. So by these three conditions, the triangle, these two triangles become congruent. So here, this is the theorem 14. Okay, so this is the theorem, and we can also prove that the opposite sides are equal and opposite angles are also equal. We can prove this also. The next theorem is that the diagonals bisect each other. Like here, these two are the diagonals. Then we will prove that these two bisect each other, means that here this and this are equal, and this and this are equal, and this is the intersecting point of the diagonals. So how can we prove it here? So in triangle AOD and BOC, in these two triangles, how will we start here? That angle CAD, that is angle CAD means CAD. Angle CAD, this angle is equal to this angle, or angle CAD equal to angle ACB. These two are equal because these two are the alternate angles. Okay, these two are alternate angles, and or you can say that angle OAD, angle OAD equal to angle OCB. So this here, and also AD equal to BC. AD equal to BC because in a parallelogram opposite sides are equal, and angle AOD equal to angle BOC, that is this angle equal to this angle, that is these are the vertically opposite angles, and they are always equal. So we have three conditions, that is this condition, this condition, and this condition. So from these three conditions, triangle AOD congruent to triangle BOC by angle side here, that is angle side congruence condition. So from these three conditions, the triangles are congruent, and therefore we can write that AO equal to CO, and DO equal to BO. So this is proved. So this is the statement of theorem 15. That is, in any parallelogram, the diagonals bisect each other. Now I will take one question from this. For example, we are given a question like this, that is, here this angle is equal to 60 degree. It is given here. Suppose A, B, C, D, and we have to find the other angles here. And you know that the opposite angles are equal here. So angle B equal to 60 degree. So this is also 60 degree here. Next is here angle A plus angle B is equal to 180 degree. That is the sum of these two angles is equal to 180 degree, because these two angles are the co-interior angles on the same side of the transversal. So, or you can say that these two are the adjacent angles, and in a parallelogram the adjacent angles are supplementary. Adjacent angles are supplementary. That is, supplementary means that the sum of two angles is equal to 180 degree. So that is why we can write that these two are 180, and angle A plus 60 equal to 180. Therefore, angle A equal to 180 minus 60. That is angle A equal to 120 degree. Again, angle A is 120 degree here. Then angle A equal to angle C also, because opposites are equal. This implies angle C is equal to 120 degree. 120 degree here. So here angle A equal to angle C equal to 120 degree and angle D is equal to 60 degree. So these are the three angles of this quadrilateral. So in the same way, you will solve other questions in this exercise. So this is the fundamental of this property of parallel. We will discuss more properties in the next class.